Luka's, yeah, he be getting 10 assists and stuff like that, but I feel like every time Luka passes the ball, he cusses inside.
Sportscast crew, welcome back to another week episode with your host, Mr. ESPN, where we discuss everything sports and the business behind it. How y'all doing, fellas? Drake and Doug.
I'm feeling good.
I'm back. So
Yes.
I feel really good, man.
Okay. Welcome back, brother.
Bio pot born, man. When I'm not here, well, I'm sorry. The things weren't good in English.
Yes, in English.
And I'm not here
Bro,
and
put
I'm
the
watching
captions
y'all
on.
from afar. I'm like, it's not the same.
You feel like your friends are outside having fun at the playground, and
Bruh.
you're in punition.
Yeah, bro.
punishment
I
in-
feel like
in
I'm
English.
back at the crib and my dad put me in my room.
You back. They let my boy out.
Right.
Welcome back.
Right, freed up. So, yeah, man.
That's crazy.
But how y'all doing, bro? Y'all good?
Great, yeah.
Good. I'm ready to talk about basketball.
Talk about it, bro. Kick it off.
Oh, me?
Miami man.
Well, everything. Well, hopefully you didn't watch last week's episode. It doesn't exist. Just
Oh, it
erase,
exists.
erase it all. Listen, man. The playoffs have taught us something very, very important. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Okay, because
fact.
apparently the NBA is really fun this year, and everybody can play. So I don't know, man. I just everything. I don't even want to give my prediction anymore because they're gonna make me look dumb.
Well, you don't have to predict if we just recap
That's
what already
true.
happened.
That's true. Let's
We
recap,
can-
man.
We can
Let's
talk
recap.
about what already happened. So
We starting in the East.
Of course.
Let's start on the east side.
Okay,
we
where
live
we
on the
start?
east
That's where
side. Why not?
Oh, where the money reside. Okay.
Why not?
Miami and Sixers. Are we gonna start there first?
I guess why not?
Well,
It's your guys.
It's
The floor is yours.
It's 2-1. Mr. Embiid came back, and I got some respect. I just having him back and seeing how they got lambasted the first two games and seeing how much things change make you respect how much of a talent Embiid was. We was in the group chat. I was talking my mess, but in the end, you want to play against the good teams. There's no way as a fan, I want. Specifically me, I don't know how other people think, but I want my team to play against the best players. And with Joel Embiid now, there's a little bit of excuses being that he's banged up, but majority of it is if you're as good as they say you are, even hurt, you'll make a big impact. And that's exactly what happened. I can't be mad.
And you can at least win one game.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna talk about nobody, but hey. But I did predict Miami to get the first two, which I mean it's obvious. Embiid was not there. Harden, yeah.
Harden's there physically.
He's there.
He's
Yeah.
there.
He's
there
taking up a spot
Yes.
Yes.
on the roster.
A roster spot.
Basketball.
But you
Rick
know
Ross.
what? Embiid coming
Basketball
back.
Rick Ross.
Embiid coming back to me is a little scary because I mean, it is a desperation move coming off a concussion. He could barely look in the light. He got the thumb injury. He got a lot going on, and I really think if we had like me, what I wanted to see Houston Harden. If Houston Harden still existed, I think then maybe Embiid could have chilled out a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Houston Harden is donezo. I think a lot of people are saying Harden is out of shape, out of this, out of whatever. I think he just has slowed down.
He's done.
Yeah.
He's cooked.
It's the
And I
decline.
was telling Jig that I was actually chilling with Jig the other day, and Jig is not a big Harden fan. He just feels like when the lights get too bright, Harden don't want to be there. And I'm like, maybe Harden just doesn't have it
Yeah.
anymore.
If you can't
Like,
get by Strus, man, like that's
yeah, it's just Harden can't get by anybody.
Yeah.
That step back isn't working. He can't get to the foul line because he can't make a good enough move to get fouled down there.
Yeah.
And they're not calling that
Like-
bogus stuff no more.
Yeah,
It's
but
sad
I
to
mean,
see. It's
yeah,
sad.
but I think we're literally watching him decline, and it's almost as abrupt as Melo's was.
And Russ as well. It's all those guys.
I don't believe in Russ yet. Let me
You don't
give him
think
another
he's-
year. Let me
okay,
give him a year.
Nah.
Let me give him a year. I'm gonna
Nah.
give him a year.
He still has athletic.
'Cause he still
I think
has
his
the-
I think
but-
his athleticism was so elite that even at the diminished rust, he's still good. But
Right.
the shooting wasn't there in the beginning. I mean, he could get hot. He was streaky. But that's not here nor there. But
Right. But I don't know. I just feel like he's kind of taking that Melo route, and you know how Melo kind of had to find a really good place. Like in Portland, was really good.
Do one thing.
Yeah,
shoot the basketball.
Yeah, just coming off the bench and just shoot.
Yeah.
You know, nothing crazy. And he was giving you a good solid 16. I think Harden is at that point like you're still valuable, but you're clearly not an MVP All-Star kind of talent anymore. So we just gotta find and pick certain spots for you. And now he's like the third man. So
There was a question you brought up. You remember about Harden and his contract?
Oh,
you
yeah.
asked me.
Yes, so
ooh, and he's due for one. Ain't he?
he is due for one this summer. So Philly has told Harden already up front that they do want to re-sign him. However, he has to take a major pay cut.
Oh wow, I didn't know. When did that
No,
come
because
out?
I know he's eligible for like the Supermax or
He
something like
is.
that, right?
But who's
However-
paying that? I'm not.
So he's eligible for the max, not the Supermax, because Supermax works for the team that drafted you. You have to play a certain amount of eligible years.
Okay.
So he will get the max contract. Will be around the ballpark of 5 years, kind of like
5 years, yeah, I
5
know.
years, kind of like Kyrie's 248. However,
That would be straight robbery.
correct, because by the time he signs that contract and the next season starts, Harden will be 33. And from the looks of it now, the way Harden's playing, in 5 years,
Let's put it
he'll
this
be
way. The end of that contract, he'd be 37.
38.
38. LeBron is 37, turning 38. You
He's
cannot count that
nowhere
Harden
near
is going to
it.
be
No.
moving like that.
Right.
You can't even count Harden's gonna move like that in the next 2 years.
Yeah. And he doesn't take care of his body. There's multiple reports of the way that he eats and all. He doesn't train like all these other guys, so it's just wear and tear. It catches up to you.
But here's the question though: do you let him walk? Because as much as we give Harden's not the same, he's not Houston Harden. Is it more valuable to let him go or pay him the money? And maybe on the back end, you're gonna pay for those last.
Philly's
two.
gonna pay him.
Yeah, they're going to
Philly's
pay him.
gonna
They
pay
don't-
him.
You don't have much of a choice in the NBA,
Yeah.
I feel like. Because once you have a star, once you have a talent, you try to hold on to them.
Correct.
You do everything. I mean, you do everything in your power to hold on to them. Hey, if in a perfect world, they would have kept Ben Simmons. Assuming, you know, it was a perfect world. But, like, you know, so to me, it's like Harden, he's in a good position because he's still going to get paid.
And he got his guy in the front office, and Daryl Morey.
And hey, who knows? This might be, you know, Mike D'Antoni there's being chirps of him maybe taking this job soon. Because it doesn't look like Doc Rivers is going to win a championship anytime soon.
Sorry, Doc.
It's really,
This might be it for you, man.
it really doesn't look good for him. So,
Yeah, that might be it.
but if he gets locked in back with his man D'Antoni, then maybe.
Oh, he's back to Houston Harden.
No, he's not,
No,
though.
no. Not performance-wise, but attempts. He's going to be shooting 30, 35 times.
You think so?
You know,
I
we've
don't think
seen
so.
this so many times with top flight elite athletes where they don't know when to say when. Brett Favre is a good one. We're witnessing Tom Brady about to do the same thing. Although, you know, I get
Still
it.
playing at an elite level,
I
though.
get that, but there's going to be a fall off at some point, and him just coming back like that. Not to bring this all about NFL, but we've seen this before, right? Where it's always the top ones. It's never the guy on the end of the bench. When he knows it's his time, he's gone.
Yeah.
His wife been waiting for it anyway.
Well, Udonis Haslam.
Well, that's different. That's different. Udonis isn't the one that wants to. I mean, if he's going to take the money, but Miami's not for everyone. Let's just put it that way. Right. There's a loyalty there of having a vet in your locker room. He serves a purpose on the end of the bench.
Right.
Because he never plays, and when he does play, he be mad. He don't want to play. They ask him if he wants to coach, and he says, "No, I'm making more money on the bench. Why would I coach? I'm not gonna coach for what? Put on it, and then I can't say all the cuss words I want to say. No, I'm not gonna do that. I can fight with Jimmy in practice. He serves a actual purpose, and I'll let you know first. Well, I mean, you guys wouldn't know unless you're following. Goran Dragic is taking that next year.
So he gonna leave Brooklyn?
Yeah, he's not going back to Brooklyn.
Okay.
They wanted him back. It's just that we had all these guards. So next year, it's Victor Oladipo off the bench, Tyler starting, Goran Dragic in the Udonis role.
And
Keep that. Clip that up. Clip that up.
But where does
We'll run it
Udonis
back.
Go?
Udonis will retire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Goran's going to take his spot as the purveyor of culture going forward. Yeah. The man never left Miami. He still, after Brooklyn lost, he was like, thank you, guys. I have to go. I have to go. I have to go on a flight back to Miami. So he was right back. He was in the stands watching. So anyway.
I mean, I thought being in Brooklyn was cool for him because you remember, I don't know if you remember, but back in Phoenix, he backed up Steve Nash.
Yeah.
So it kind of was like a
Yeah, you take
reunion of
the
sorts.
paycheck. Now, why
Yeah.
not? I'm hooping. But
Yeah.
in the end, everybody knows where they wanted to be. There's a lot of guys on that team, on that Miami Heat team, is the same way. We're like, oh, this is where they should have been in the start. PJ Tucker? Oh, PJ Tucker. He should have been playing for the Heat a long time ago.
Please. Anyway, before we make this a strictly
Yeah,
Miami
it's not a
podcast.
Miami Heat, not a Miami Heat podcast.
But so where do we see the series going now? We got Embiid back. I mean, he's not 100%, but hey, he's possibly the MVP. He has to be there. He
Yeah.
has to be
Yeah, he
there.
has to be
I
there.
mean, unfortunately, he needs to risk his life for this season, or else this was going to end in 3. So, so now that we have a little series now, apparently Harden said the other day the series doesn't start until the other team gets to go back home. But that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
No, I think he said the series doesn't start until the road team wins. That's what he said, which makes sense. Because then if Miami wins, no,
The series starts at when the series starts.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
You are not supposed to lose anything.
but in the end, I get what he's saying because if they take care of business, it's 2-2. It's brand new. He's 0-0 now. And now the series starts because you got to win in their place.
No, the zero. Okay, it restarts when it's tied.
yeah, I get what you mean. He was
I get what
saying
you're
that
saying.
so that they didn't feel hopeless. And also that,
Yeah, that
they were
was the-
playing coy. Like I was saying too, I was tweeting a storm about this, about Joel Embiid not coming back. Like if you watch the conference, Eric Spoelstra was like, he's coming back game 3. Like we're preparing for him to come back game 3. They're BSing. Like we know he's gonna come back. And he was right. They got fined today.
I
They
mean,
got fined
you're
for,
saying that was the only thing to prepare for because without Embiid, y'all had Philly's number easy.
Exactly.
Easy.
It wasn't even a matchup. Like, bro, it really wasn't. Like, they went down to Miami to
Got killed.
not to hoop. They was probably doing other stuff.
They waxed him. They
They-
waxed him. Yeah.
Poor Maxey out there looking like he's on an island, bro. So
We picked Precious Achua over Tyrese Maxey. I just want to let that be known.
Hey, y'all can't be worse than Knicks. They didn't get Stephen Curry.
What the Knicks have to do with this? Why you gotta do that? My bad, man.
let me get him. I'm gonna just say 2 words. Marvin.
You shouldn't have done that, man. Don't do that.
Marvin.
We got a show to do. We gonna be here forever.
I'm saying though, he trying to attack my guys for no
Lord.
reason, bro.
Lord. Anyway, I think this ends. I'm gonna give him another game. I think it ends 4-2.
6?
I think it's 4-2.
I can see that.
I think the adjustments will be made, and they may get one in Miami.
But it was. I saw a little bit of the highlights. I didn't really catch the game. It's the first time Bam whatever.
Adebayo.
Out of the bayou.
He had to work. He had
Yeah.
to work. He
Yeah.
didn't work in the first series against the Hawks, and he's been chilling so far. Now Embiid is going to destroy you.
Yeah.
Like,
You gotta work,
so,
man.
So now it's time to play. Ben probably like, oh, I gotta stretch next time.
Yeah.
So
But it's been like that all season long. He has trouble with size. He's not that tall.
he's not the biggest big.
He's
He's not the
6'9".
biggest big ever.
He's
So
6'9". He's
that's
just
Ben Wallace was only like 6'9",
Yeah,
but he
true.
played
Big,
big
yeah.
defensively.
Exactly.
You know, so Bam you gonna have to eat your Wheaties, bro.
or there's something else that needs to be done because what remember I showed y'all with Tyler doing 5 for 15, Kyle giving you 0, and Bam giving you 6 points. That's not gonna cut it. Y'all will lose 4 straight doing
And
that.
look, and then remember I was telling you there's something about home court.
Yeah.
When's the last time Danny Green even made a three. This dude made 7 of them.
And I don't even think he's gonna make 2 next game. That's the crazy thing about it.
But you know what it is. Role players tend to play a certain way at home, and then
The more I heard that, I was like, whatever. But it's real.
It's real.
It's real.
It doesn't make sense
comfortability.
because you want to think it's the same 94 feet.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same rims. Nets ain't no different. But
It's energy. Everyone's pulling
it's
for
something
you.
different. It's something different.
Well, it could be just environment.
Yeah, it is.
That's what
you
it
waking
is.
up in Miami versus you waking up in Philly.
Yep.
You're gonna feel different.
They took 2 days off, or 2 or 3 days off. Go back home.
I think the part of it that we ignore too is outside of the game. Like when they're preparing for the game and they're going out to get something to eat, everyone in the streets cheering you on. That matters mentally.
We're still
like,
rooting for you.
Yeah,
all
we're
that
rooting
kind of
for
stuff.
all that stuff. Like go win and go get them. Like that type of stuff. So that matters versus going to the other city and you getting cussed out everywhere you eat. Can't even have some caviar without somebody calling you out your name. So yeah, that matters. That definitely matters.
That's true. That's true.
4-2 for me though.
4-2. Mm-hmm. And what you got?
4-2 Miami. I just want to make that clear.
I'll go 4-2. I was gonna say 4-1, but I think Joel Embiid will pull out a 30-point game to push another game. But it'll be 4-2. Philly going home.
You look like you don't agree.
I don't have feelings.
Okay.
The reason why I find this to be the most, well, now that Embiid is back, it's a little bit, but before this was probably the most boring of all the series to me. But, just throw out a number. We going 7. Miami is 7.
Okay.
I'm just talking that talk.
You chose Miami?
KD, I didn't have no problem choosing Miami. I never had a problem choosing Miami. Nah, I'm not wild. Like even if Embiid was completely healthy from the jump, I always felt like Miami would be able to beat Philly. I don't know about the matchup versus the other teams.
Yeah, we'll get there when we get there.
Let's go there because we done. We've been talking Miami too
Yeah,
long. Let's go there. Let's go to that green series, man.
Yeah.
Boston and Milwaukee.
The green series. I like that.
Series. Shoot.
Game just ended. And now it's 2-1 Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, they won by like 2 points. They had a big lead, but Boston went off in the fourth quarter. And so here we are.
Jason Tatum had a stinker. He laid an egg this game.
He did it.
It was bad. Yeah. through 3, I think he had like 6 points. I don't know what he ended with, but it was not a high number. So, but this is what I say about the Celtics. I don't believe in Jason Tatum. I don't. He got to prove it to me
He got
consistently.
serious talent, but I see what you're saying. You I don't know how to describe it, but there's something still left in Jason Tatum's game that's not quite there. But his talent is there. Like you would want him on your team.
Absolutely.
But it's like I don't really know what it is, but there's a missing piece.
Yeah, until you do it, that's just how it is for me. Until you do it.
He hasn't been knocked off that hill yet. That's what it is.
What you mean locked off that hill?
First year in the league, rookie year, you go all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. Nobody predicted that, right? You're on the high. Boom. Great. You feel good. You come back the next year, which I believe was 2019, they lose in the second round. I think we went 6 games. Again, you're on the high. Third year is the bubble year, right? You're one Bam Adebayo block away from potentially going to the finals.
That's true.
But it's the bubble. Whatever, go back home. Now you're in this year. So Jason Tatum never had that gut punch like LeBron did when Boston was taking him out before he went to Miami. Like Giannis was getting kicked out before he finally won last year.
He's always made it just close enough for people to be able to say.
He hasn't got punched in the gut yet.
No, there is that joke about Jason Tatum where people say, oh, he's only 19 when he's actually like 25. But they made that joke because it gave them an excuse as to why they couldn't get to that next level.
So and mind you, Jason Tatum is 23 years old.
Oh, is he 23?
He's only 23. Once he gets to that 26, 27, and he still hasn't reached the finals, that's when, all right, the pressure's on. Right now, the pressure's not on. He made the playoffs every year of his career so far, and he's made pretty deep.
Good point.
So at this point, it's a great career. Nobody for the past 4 years has predicted the Celtics to be in the finals. If they go, great. If they don't, great year.
That's actually a good point. I've never thought of that. But thanks to the Paul Pierce and all that big 3 trade to Brooklyn, Paul Pierce did him one solid. The picks they got from that turned into Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. So thanks to those guys.
And look,
What-
you wanna bash me? Look, think about it this way: Philly picked Markelle Fultz that year instead of Jason Tatum or something like
Well,
that.
that pick
another thing
since
altogether.
that day I said it was a bad pick because I was like, y'all already have Ben Simmons. Why did y'all get Markelle Fultz? They were trying to make Ben Simmons a forward. And I was like, he never played forward, guys. He played point forward at Mount Vernon. He played point forward at LSU. Why y'all trying to change him where he's not?
Well,
He also doesn't care about basketball.
I was about to say. I was
That's
like,
also
well,
another
there's also
thing.
that thing that he just doesn't play ball. But hey, look, I feel like Ben Simmons is the guy that's like, dang, I'm tall, so I'll play.
Exactly.
I'm 6'10".
Exactly.
This should be easy.
Listen here, okay? And zoom in when I say this. We don't never zoom in, but I just say it anyway. Oh, you zoom in now? Nice. Okay, so zoom in when I say this. Listen. There's two Australians that came out. There's two people that came out of Australia that we like, what do you know about this? Ben Simmons and Iggy Azalea.
Oh my God.
What do you know about it? Okay, if you don't get your Crocodile Dundee butt back to where you came from and fight spiders the size of a human-born baby, get out of here. Get out of here, my friend. You don't know nothing.
Ignore that, man.
Thank you.
Back to Boston, Milwaukee.
Oh, Ben Simmons, if you want to come on the show, feel free to, whatever.
Yeah, we'll give you Vlasi.
Wow.
My fault. Anyway.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi.
Anyway, back to the
Just
topic
make sure you
at
got a
hand.
lot of pillows for him.
Got who?
A lot of pillows. You know, you got a bad back.
Back surgery. Yeah.
Oh, chill out, bro.
Yeah, that was
No, he
wild.
just had surgery,
I
so
know,
we gotta
but-
take care of our guests.
Anyway, where do we think this is gonna go? Okay, get back on track. Giannis has been working like
Yes.
he was in the plantation, so the Celtics got him calling on the ancestors every time he's out. What did I say? Plantation, Florida. That's what I meant. Look it up. Google it.
Jesus.
They've been working like he's in Plantation, Florida. It's hot out there. Anyway, they got him asking for help from the ancestors every time he goes to the basket. And he's working hard. So
Yeah.
I mean, it hasn't mattered because they're up 2-1. Well, it has mattered, but they're still up 2-1.
I don't think this is sustainable. He's working too hard. He's working way too hard for these buckets, man. I mean, when this guy get fouled, I'll be like, damn.
So for that reason, you would pick Boston
I'm
over?
I'm still going with my pick, Boston 7,
I'm flipping.
because
I'm going Milwaukee. I'm flipping.
it's 2-1 now. I think Boston gets the next one. They tie it up. All right, best out of 3 now. And again,
And then that's when it's a series.
That's what
that's
it's.
what it is. So I'm like, okay, does Giannis have enough in the tank for another 3 games? Because 5, 6, and 7 is only going to get more physical, and every possession is going to mean more.
I hope so. Get in a fight. Someone lose an eye. I don't care. Because if Miami's waiting for you, I want everyone bloodied and battered.
So I picked Milwaukee to win this, but the reason why I feel comfortable still sticking with them is game by game. So game 1, Milwaukee smacked them in Boston. Game 2, and I was telling KD this before we started airing. Boston made 23 pointers. They beat them 60-9 when it comes to 3-pointers, which means Milwaukee only made 3 versus Boston's 20. How many times is that going to happen?
Correct.
Okay. Then they went back to Milwaukee, and actually Milwaukee had a big lead.
Yeah.
And they just kind of gave it up towards the 4th, but they were still able to close out. So to me, it seems like everything has been leaning towards Milwaukee,
That's a
and it's
fact.
Boston that's really true. I mean, yes, they're making Giannis work. Don't get it twisted. I mean, he had a 42-point game today on like 30 shots, so it's getting difficult for him. I understand that. However, can Boston take off that? Can they dethrone the Kings? Like,
can.
right now. Like, Milwaukee still knows how to. I don't, bro. Real talk. I won't be surprised if this thing ends in 6, bro. 5 or 6, Milwaukee's way. I won't.
Okay.
They're gonna make them work.
You got Milwaukee 4-2?
Yeah. I had Milwaukee.
same
I
here.
picked Milwaukee I had Milwaukee coming out the East from the jump. They haven't given me much reason to get away from that quite yet.
Yeah, I got Milwaukee 4-2.
Quite yet. Chris Middleton is the only if about that, but right now, Boston still hasn't shown me what Boston was showing me against Brooklyn. They haven't shown me with Milwaukee quite yet.
But for all we know, this could be a strategy. It's like a boxing match.
Let's
Pace-
A strategy.
keep it
Hold on.
rally. Let him talk in English.
Because my thing is, Boston's still within strike. Like I said, if game 5 comes, right, Giannis is like, bro, I'm exhausted. Now Boston be like, okay, Chris Middleton's not here. Giannis can't get 40 no more. All you need is the two J's to get you 25 to 30 each. And now they got the momentum. Because we've seen this with series before. The first 3-4 games, one team, we saw it in the finals last year. Phoenix was up 2-0. We were like, bro, Phoenix about to win this in 5. What did Milwaukee did? All right, bet. Boom. We're going to put pressure on Chris Paul, make him turn over the ball, which he usually doesn't. We're going to have Giannis go north to south. Giannis went on a tear for those last 4 games. Went 4 games straight. 92% from the free throw line. Was averaging double digits from the free throw line. And Chris Middleton was shooting his lights out.
Giannis just efforts. I call Giannis. If you watch me watching a Milwaukee game, it's the same thing with Russell. Me and Charles Barkley agree on this. Appreciate you, Charles. That they're efforting. So you'll hear me throughout the game. There he goes again. Giannis is efforting again. And he just turns up his effort. He doesn't complain. He just turns up the effort when it gets tough.
Right.
That's why I choose him, because I'm like, bruh, Jason Tatum don't do that. Jaylen Brown don't do that.
But is effort enough just to win your 7
Yes, when you're Giannis. When you're Giannis.
I mean, I don't think you quite respecting that they're the defending champs.
Correct.
I
Like,
understand
Been there, done that.
Now,
Been there, done that for real. And Giannis, like he said, will turn it up when it is showtime. And honestly, I mean, I feel like Giannis is always kind of at 110% anyway.
Always.
But to me, just looking at the series itself, the only game, like I said, that Boston won, they accidentally shot lights out. Like, you're not gonna do that too many times, bro. Like,
that's true.
Like, how many times is that gonna happen in a season? Like 6 out of the 82?
Yeah.
So,
I get where you're going with your predictions, though.
So for me, it's like Milwaukee is the one that's actually playing a consistent brand of basketball every time. They know who their guys are. They know who their towers are. They know they know where they just know how to get the job done. I feel like. I mean, so
here's the question: who else is having a great series outside of Giannis in Milwaukee? So what happens when Giannis don't score 40?
I mean, he didn't the last 2 games.
Yeah,
the first game he had just barely over 20.
He gets everyone involved.
Yeah.
Giannis
is very selfless.
Yeah.
No, I get that,
in his
but I'm
ball.
just saying, if the other guys are not hitting their shots and nobody has a big series, because Chris Middleton is not there, and that's why I picked Boston. If Chris Middleton is there, I got Milwaukee in 6. But the moment Giannis doesn't score 40 and the other guys are not hitting their shots, what happens?
No, you better play defense.
I mean, but that's what happened in game 2. You feel me? Like, they only had like 3 threes. But Boston went absolutely berserk behind with threes. How many times is that going to happen? So Giannis didn't have a great game. Nobody else shot well.
When you
I don't
need
see
a
that happening.
historic effort to win a game, it's
count on
like
Giannis.
chances are that you're not going to do that again because it was historic.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I'm
I get what
saying.
you mean.
It's like that's not likely. You know, like that's not the Splash Brothers over there. That's it's just Jaylen Brown and them. Like,
How many games did you say? Did you say in 7?
he said Boston is 7.
Boston 7.
Boston
I
7,
think
okay.
after game 5, the momentum will shift.
Okay.
That's what I got. I think the 2 J's will finally wake up, turn it on, and then we'll see Jason Tatum.
That means you're saying that
from
the
the first
both
one.
of them got to turn it up for all of those games.
Well, here's what I'll say. They will play better. They don't have to give me 40 every night, but I do expect Jason Tatum to play the way he did first round.
Better. He better.
And Jaylen Brown to step it up a little bit, get you about 25 to 28.
I mean, because let's put it this way. Earlier you're saying like exhausting Giannis. They're exhausting themselves too.
Yeah.
You came from checking KD, who is no heavier than me. And now
No heavier than a feather.
I'm heavier than a feather, so maybe. But and now you going against Giannis, who is well built. Right. So playing defense is a little different. I mean, Drew Holiday is a pretty big guard. You got Brook Lopez, who is 9 feet tall. Bobby Portis is crazy. So like these are a different brand of people you playing with.
Crazy eyes.
Yeah, crazy eyes boss. Like he's not really crazy. He's cool. But like this is a little different from Boston too compared to those other guys they just swept. I don't know why.
But if Boston really wants to turn it around, because Boston been getting heat for the past 4 or 5 years, if they really want to prove everybody wrong, they got to get past this series.
Yeah, of course.
This is the test. They want to jump to.
Yeah, they have more to prove than Milwaukee.
They definitely have more to prove because we've been giving them slack for underachieving for the past about 4 years now. They need, especially without Chris Middleton, this has to be the series you win.
Well,
has to be.
We got 7, Milwaukee in 6 for both of us, and Boston in 7. All right, let's go over to the West, man.
Cash Crew, it's your boy KD. I want to tell you about a special opportunity. Business owners, do you want to advertise your business in our videos to our audience? It's very simple. All you got to do is find our information right here below, and you'll be able to get in contact with us. So again, find our information here, get in contact with us. We'd love to hear from you. Now let's get back to the show.
West Side.
Let's go ahead and start with them Phoenix Suns versus the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah, every time I try to watch that series, I admit I'm washed because I can't watch the West no more.
Why?
I'd be tired.
It's too late, bro.
I'll be going. It'll be minuit, midnight, man.
That series been a good series.
I tried.
Tell me about it in the morning.
Yeah, facts. Because I'm talking about my eyes.
I can't even finish the first game.
Y'all tripping.
I really don't. I never finished
I'll
the
watch
first
the
game.
East game and then that's it for
Matter
me.
of fact, even now, it's almost 9, bro. Gotta tap out. And Golden State playing right now, ain't they?
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll get to that series after.
So I tried. I haven't been able to catch Phoenix and Mavs. What's been going on?
It's 2-1 Phoenix way. I do know
Okay.
that much because I do wake up and I see all the stuff. Phoenix took their 2 at the crib. Dallas went back home, and they took care of business in the first game.
Took care of good business.
See, so here's the thing, and this is why Dallas will lose though, because it is just a Luka show. But Luka is so good.
Hold that thought. I'm gonna bring something up, but continue here.
All right, no problem. Luka is that good. Like, he babies people. Like, I mean, they was out there doing the, which I find to be extremely disrespectful.
It is.
But Luka,
I love that.
Luka is that good, and I cannot wait for the day that he has a co-star. In hopes that he does have that co-star one of these days.
It'll come.
I literally cannot wait for that day to come because Luka, the way he plays, I mean, I love it. It's poetry.
I wanted to bring up because you said it's the Luka show. I saw a random stat of someone questioning and saying there's got to be a correlation with high usage guys in the playoffs not going very far. And I actually looked it up.
Whoosh.
I looked it up and it's actually true. It's in the notes. I don't know if you saw it when I put it in there, but
I got an Android.
It's a
okay. So so high usage over 34%. I don't really know what that means, but that's what it is. So we know what high usage means. So over 34%, who knows what that means? But listen to I'll just give you the top 10%.
34%, if I'm not mistaken, is the possessions
that they're on
That
the ball.
they're controlling.
They have the ball. That makes sense. Okay. So number 1, Russell Westbrook in 16-17, he was 41%. We know what happened then. James Harden 40%, 18-19. Kobe. So I looked at this list. I was like, this is a who's who. Okay, Russell, James, Kobe, Russell, Michael Jordan, Allen Iverson, Giannis, Luka. Then I looked at the years. None of these are winning years. And when Jordan was on this list, that's 86, 87. We know that was against the Bad Boys, I believe. Was that when he was getting his butt kicked up and down the court?
Yeah, I think that was they said.
yes.
So which it's like when you look at something like that, a stat like that, you're like, duh, that makes sense. Your team's not as good. If your number one guy is the one who has to do everything, that makes sense. So when looking at the series that are going that way, that's the reason kind of that after Middleton went out that I was like, okay, no, maybe not Milwaukee, but their team is actually really good. So looking at the Mavs, their team is, it's okay. They got some really good role players, but no one's on the level of Luka. He's ball dominant, and worse than that, like Luka's not. Honestly, like Luka's, he be getting 10 assists and stuff like that, but I feel like every time Luka passes the ball, he cusses inside. In Slovenia. I already know what I just said is about to be a clip. I already know.
That could be a fair point. I appreciate that you went and looked that up because that might be something
That makes sense.
to note, like for teams building in the future. Like if your guy has to dominate that much and they're never, I mean, you said the name Michael Jordan,
Yeah.
and if that didn't even translate to wins and championships,
And we talking playoffs now. Playoffs.
yeah, that means something ain't right. That means the potion needs to be recalibrated or something like that.
That's a historical thing because you got to think about the playoffs. You played the same team a minimum 4 times. Mm-hmm. So
It'll
I
be hard.
see you. I don't see a different team. I see the same team night in, night out. Mm-hmm. So really, after the game 1, okay, change the strategy. I know what you're gonna do. I know what you're gonna do. I know what you're gonna do. And then you just execute now.
Yeah.
So
I got the
if
Suns,
you got one uber player and then you got a lot of C- players, okay, either 2 things: I stop you, or I let you get 50. I shut everybody else down. I still gonna win.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Unless you're at home like they were the other day and they took the one.
Yeah, but
that's when the role players
we
show up.
talked about if you're a great player, you should be able to
you always get
one.
that one game.
And that's why I love Luka, bro, because
Oh, it's nice to watch.
it is nice to watch because they had the 4th seed, 3rd or 4th seed, and
No, they were 4th
Third,
because
4th.
Utah was 5th. And they were at home.
so they were the 4th seed
Yeah.
with a very very mediocre at best
very
team.
mediocre.
And Luka was injured.
Mediocre. And that means during the regular season, Luka carried them, and then to make it through the first round. I mean, granted, it was just Utah, but people be having
Jalen
expectations for them.
Brunson.
So, but like, that's why I'm like, man, Luka is that guy, bro. Luka's that guy. Don't pair him up with somebody. It's a wrap.
But
It's a wrap.
here's the thing with that pair up. I don't think it's going to be.
It got to be the right person.
That's what I was
It
gonna
can't
say.
just be
It
anybody.
can't be anybody.
Off ball guy.
But-
Someone shooter.
I don't know. He gives me Kobe vibes, right?
Who, Luka?
Yeah, in a way with how easily he could score. So I'm like, man, imagine putting him with like an Embiid, and you kind of got that Shaq and Kobe kind of thing. If it was possible, I don't know. I'm just talking.
Yeah.
But like,
I wouldn't.
that looks like.
Ooh, him and Jokic would be sick.
You think so?
But too
Ooh,
bad
it would be
Jokic
crazy.
getting that contract.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen.
it's
But it
already-
would be.
yeah.
We can all dream.
Yeah, we could dream. But
Well-
regardless, Phoenix in 4.
Here's what I
No,
would
just-
say.
Phoenix in 2.
Even if Jokic get that contract, it's still movable.
That's true.
Think about it.
That ain't gonna happen. Let's not go
Let,
there.
no. Why not?
What?
Because-
Denver's not punting on him. The one thing that's putting people in the seats. They got so many things they could do. They could go out and enjoy nature. By
The
burning
Denver
it.
way.
The Denver
Yeah,
way.
Okay. So what if year 2 or year 3 in that contract and you plateaued?
I mean, we haven't seen it yet, but I mean, that's kind of the thing with superstars. Like you say all the time, you're not gonna get the value for those guys. You're just not. I don't care if you give me 15 first-round picks. There's no way you can say, okay, one of these 15 is gonna be a Jokic replacement. You just don't know. You can't take a certain thing for an uncertainty. That's why you're never gonna get that the proper compensation.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, but Jokic would be my number 1 pick. The 2 slowest guys in the league, but the 2 finessers.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Anyway, back to the topic at hand though. So
Phoenix,
Chris Paul kind of been going crazy.
Yes, sir.
point guard.
Listen, Chris Paul said, in the words of Marcus Peters, I think was it Marcus Peters? It wasn't Marcus Peters, cornerback from L.A. Rams.
Jalen Brunson?
Jalen
Ramsey?
No.
No, Marcus Peters did play for the Rams.
Was it Peters?
Yeah, probably.
The one where
What's the quote?
The quote was, "I think we ain't done yet." You remember when he said that? The reporter asked him. It was like, "So what do you think about the season?" They in the playoffs. They asked him, "What do you think about the season so far?" This man said,
I think we ain't done yet.
He said, Marcus, he said, I think we ain't done yet. We ain't done. So that's what Chris Paul been saying.
Chris Paul is
I
on
think-
that level.
Well, maybe we can put that clip on there, but I think we ain't done yet. CP3 is trying to get back, man. Like it's hurting to see. It hurts to see him this way because, like, you can tell he's one of the greatest competitors we have ever seen, man. And every play, it seems like CP3 is putting his body on the line. I know it hurts, brother. He's
Boy.
37.
Every time-
37
bruh.
million years old.
Hey, what's that defensive stance you was gonna show us? Every time he do that, boy,
I can hear the pops.
Correct.
I can hear it in the background.
every time he swipe for the balls, oh my god.
when he was playing Alvarado or whatever his name is, Colorado,
I was saying Colorado.
he would like pass the ball away, like, get this young buck away from me, man.
Yeah.
I am tired. Somebody get Cliff Paul in here.
That's funny.
Shout out State Farm, you know,
And
give us some
Alvarado has
props.
so much energy for him, bro.
Nah,
He
he
has
was like,
so
I
much.
cannot. He was playing him with respect. He's like, people don't respect me like this. This is crazy. Leave me alone.
Yeah, yeah.
But I still got Phoenix. I don't know, man. This one's a tough one because I don't watch. But yeah.
Six.
Yeah,
Luka-
they
I
may
think
get
Luka
another
is
one.
so good
He'll
that
get
he
one
is going to
more.
make it a series-ish. But Phoenix in a whole, you just really like their whole team. Even some bench players, it's a very nice stacked team.
It is.
Yeah.
So you can't not really pick them.
All right, 6. It looks like we all saying 6.
And they don't got no answer for DeAndre Ayton either, bro.
That's
DeAndre Ayton's eating.
Yeah, it's not even really fair.
Like he can get 18 to 25 every night if he wants to
On
in the
lobs. On lobs.
And yeah, that's the Chris Paul effect. That's the Chris Paul effect.
So we got one more.
One more series, man.
Shout out Ja. That's why I have
Dubs.
my hair like this. You feel me?
Word.
Nah, I got the
Bro,
Ja
you should have
going
came with a little color, bro. You know he got like a yellow one, a
No,
red
I'm
one.
okay. He's 22. I'm 31. I'm okay.
Fair point.
It's okay for me.
fair point. But Jiggy Ja, I'ma just say this out. I'ma just get to it, bro. This one's done in 5.
I agree.
I agree. That's it. That's our time. Just,
Wow, I really didn't see that coming.
yeah.
I thought y'all were gonna fight me about that.
No,
No.
nah. I think they, like I've been saying, it's been holding up. This is the one thing that I held up from last year. Ja just makes some dumb decisions. It's like you can tell. You're like, don't do that, and he shoots a 3. You're like, oh my god! But the thing for them now is on the other side is a team that's been there, done that.
Yeah,
You cannot
that's-
continue doing those
Yeah.
type of things. But I was impressed by them getting one with Draymond on the court. I thought, them winning that other game, or no, losing that first game when Draymond was ejected, I thought, oh man, that was the easiest.
That
That's
was your
the
time
shot.
to win. If you're gonna win, that's when you should have did it.
So I don't know. 4-1 sounds. They're young, man. They I think the Warriors are gonna get it together.
I'd like to see Memphis win. That'd be interesting.
I like to win them to win some more games than just one. Yeah, for sure.
But-
Do I want them to win the series? No.
But it doesn't look like it.
That's not happening.
Memphis is too young. It's light. They're nice. And we got a lot to look forward to future-wise. There's going to be more kids wearing their locks like you.
Yeah.
It's just
Oh, for Ja. But you can't trust Ja and the rest of them over Curry and Draymond.
Then they're starting
and
to get
Clay.
hurt. What's his name? Bain, I think his name is, having some back issues.
The swole dude?
Yeah.
That be shooting?
Yeah.
Bruh,
He's super small.
arms.
Yo,
He shoots like this.
he shoots strong. Just be like, bro, stop.
The ball
flexing.
gets intimidated into the hoop.
Dude, stop flexing. Relax, bro. I
He
ain't
is
flexing.
mad swole. Yeah, so I think, that's 5, man. I don't
Yeah,
think
it's
they'll
only 5.
get that done, get it together.
I don't see Golden State making a lot of mistakes over the next 4 games. No, they're too experienced for that, man. And then Ja give
Led
you
by Jordan Poole, too. Not going to happen.
you going
Losing
drown.
GP is something, but it may not be enough.
To me, losing GP,
with just to guard Ja, to be honest with you.
yeah, that only affects you really to me in this series. But they move on and go to Chris Paul. You don't need somebody that heavy, like that athletic, I guess, because you need a GP to be able to run and jump with Ja.
Yeah.
Okay? Chris Paul is not going to give you that kind of pressure. So,
The question is, like you've been saying, historic efforts. To win that game, Ja had to give you a 40 burger.
Yeah.
Can he do that
Yeah.
3 more times?
that-
and he's just getting started in this league?
yep.
It's not like that.
That's my fear. When you have to put up numbers that are, wow, kids are going to talk about this in 20 years, that means you had to do a little too much.
You're overmatched. You're overmatched.
You're overmatched. That means your team may not quite be as ready as you hoped, and you have to be Herculean.
Show us what you got, Ja. Come on now.
Come on,
Dance
man.
a little bit.
Show me what, bro. Nah, he
Do
does
the
the
gritty.
gritty, bro. Wait, I've been working on it. You know, I got 2 little nephews.
This how you know we need to wrap it up. Go ahead, man. This is the last thing we're gonna see.
Here we go.
Don't embarrass yourself. This is on
Somebody,
national.
somebody get Grady
It's
on
on
the
YouTube.
speed down.
This is on YouTube,
I
bro.
feel like Chris Paul, bro.
Okay.
Oh God. Oh God.
On that note,
We out.
play the music. Wrap it up. Peace.